Hello guys, I'm Leon. Yeah, it's really interesting games, I think. Like the team that wins here qualifies to playoffs
Mm,
for the last seed of Division 2. So it's a do or die game for both teams. Really interesting. Can't wait to see it.
absolutely, me too. Apologies, I think my microphone might not have been working, but just say that this is the best of three series of Redemption versus Team Insomnia. Now, the stakes are pretty high for this at the moment because whichever team loses, this will not be in playoffs. They will not be joining the tournament for the rest of it. This is their last game. Now, jumping straight into the draft, we have Team Redemption, Team Insomnia. Redemption going for first pick. I think they won the coin toss. I'm not quite sure, but
No, and I think TI won it and picked red side first.
okay. So going for the red side first. Looking at their bans and the layout as it stands, what do you think their objective was going first pick?
Okay. As we know, like Ortiga for Redemption plays these ganking junglers, like usually tanks that gank really easily and have strong engage. So the Zac first pick was kind to be expected.
Yeah.
And for TI, they just, I think they expected and they responded with the Trundle, very strong into tanks.
Mm.
And then they just pick Ezra because he's just safe AD carry, and I think it's a really comfort pick for their ADC. For the rest, yeah, it's scaling bot lane for Redemption. While for TI, with the Nautilus trying to get a bit more faction, I think. Then again, like roaming mid laner. That's why the TI mid laner is scary. He roams a lot, and a champ like Kiana is perfect for him. And then we see just Mordekaiser Grace, strong champs. I
Mm.
think the Mordekaiser is really comfort top. And then a Gwen last pick. It's really interesting. I think it wins lane really hard against Morde, but let's see how it does.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this game will go. Obviously, being that the stakes are as high as they are at the moment, I think looking at the draft, if I were to have to choose one, oof, I don't know because
Sure.
there are good points on both teams, right? That
I
are
prefer the
in.
Redemption one,
I
even though I don't like Mordekaiser as a champion. I
yeah,
don't like it. But I really like Grace though, one
yeah,
of my favorite champs.
yeah.
I
Well,
see no priority on the Lucian AD carry.
yeah. No
That's strange.
bans for Lucian, no
I think
first picks.
I
I think.
think he's super strong.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's definitely in contention
And we see a
for
Teemo ban though. That's just the flavor of the patch, I think, because he's kind of strong right now.
True, I have seen some Teemo being played, and I think I think they just wanted to take things out that would ruin Mordekaiser's laning, right? And I think fair enough pick with the Teemo, especially how good it would have been into the Graves if they were planning to pick it that early on. But final thoughts before we jump into game one, Redemption versus Insomnia. Who you happy with the Redemption draft? Who you think they're going
I
to take
think
game one?
both drafts are fine to be honest. Like I don't see any big blunders.
Mm.
I think the Nautilus being picked into the Lulu is not amazing. They could have went for something else, I think. But still, if he wants to force engage and stuff like that, why not?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Well, looking at the drafts, I think I'm gonna go with Team Redemption here, mainly because they have a much easier to execute comp in that, you've got your DPS, you've got your front line, you've got your support, right? Whereas
And even a good
T1,
scaling.
exactly, yeah, plenty of scaling options where you look at Insomnia here, they've got, big team fight. They've got Kiana, Gwen, really big team fight, good side lane potential, but then you've got Ezreal, who wants to sit really far away, and Trundle and Nautilus, these really deep diving
At the end of
champions.
the draft, the Trundle looks a bit off.
A little
Okay,
bit.
he's good into the Zac and not bad into the Morde, but I think he can get guided by the Grace and Jinx.
I think he's gonna get lost a little bit, but I think that if T1 are able to play certain side lanes, I think eventually Gwen is going to be able to just 1v1 the Mord, and they're going to be able to collapse on Graves. So I don't know. I think Insomnia could take it, but
Yeah,
I'm
of
going to go
course.
with Redemption. Okay, let's jump in to game 1 versus of Redemption versus Team Insomnia. Now it is not a live cast, so we will be watching after the fact, but does not diminish the game at all. Let me just get the sound up and running for everyone. Here we go. Okay, I'm looking for level 1 shenanigans. I do love me some
Yeah,
level 1, So
Could
far
be a
we-
bot lane invade with
I
the
think
Nautilus.
We've got a 5 stack at the moment for
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay, so we do have the 5 stack heading towards the bot lane.
Oh, and Lulu placing the ward, that's good.
30
So,
seconds until
I think
minions
that would
spawn.
block the invade.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and there it is. Insomnia immediately spotted out, and you can see the response pings on the top side of the map from Redemption. They know, right? They're 5 stacking our bot. Let's just go get some vision top. Maybe even get a buff. We might see a.
They might trade red buffs.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, may even go as far as to split the map, but I don't think we'll be seeing that just yet.
Oh,
Minions have spawned.
so here it might just be losing for TI if they don't chuck the red buff.
Yeah, I mean for the moment they've not checked any of their other buffs. Ortega happily sat on the red buff for food.
And the Gwen might get might get collapsed though.
I think so. Gwen gonna be face checking into both Ortega and Monos. Okay, so walking in, stepping up. No CC from either top or jungle, so Gwen's gonna walk away. No real trade through now. Graves mid, understandably, one plan is to just shove lane and shove lane again, which I think is gonna help shut down the Kiana roams from an early level, but I think there will be windows where
He has the ignite advantage in mid lane, so
Yeah.
he might look for a 1v1.
this is true. Graves does have that early potential, and we see
Another interesting role, like you see the Nautilus with the spellbook.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, that's a first for me. See, okay, Trundle up in the bot lane. Fugel's looking to try and capture back something, but he's gonna get immediately spotted out by all that vision. So it's a 4v1. Oh, Fugel's flashes away to safety. Graves chasing up. Another flash committed by the Jinx, and first blood to Team Redemption. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Fugel's overstepped himself there, trying to get something after knowing he lost his top red buff, and yeah, he paid the price because it was a red play.
Yeah, this is for sure miscommunication because bot lane didn't follow the enemy bot and mid lane didn't move, so you can't invade.
No,
Your team doesn't.
especially not under those circumstances, and a little bit of CS lead in the bot lane for the moment, but will be changing as the wave falls under tower. And yeah, the Nautilus spellbook. So either you go Guardian for the, Guardian Aftershock for the tankiness, or maybe just the Resolve tree in general for that survivability. But I guess here placing the bigger priority on the summoner spells. You know, the Ignite, the Exhaust, having access to both. This is pretty valuable.
Might consider TP doubling with the Nautilus, maybe.
So we're seeing in
With
the
a deep
top crab now, Jungler's meat is going to be secured. Looks like for Fugel's here, he's going to secure himself top crab. No, actually he does go down to Ortega, who's now walking top lane, saving the jump. In he goes. Gwent caught out now. Hollow Thrash and going to be pulled back and taken down by Honos for the second kill for Redemption, with no trade back for Insomnia at the moment. Insomnia struggling to find these advantages where they can try and get some clap back. But Nautilus hook in the bot lane does connect onto Murray. In goes Azure for some aggressive trading, but he is going to stand on the Flame Choppers. Ignite coming out from Doa. Nautilus ticking low. Ignite not going to be enough. Jinx used Flash earlier to try and secure the kill, so not going to be able to follow up. But healthy trades from the bot lane again, with Redemption coming out on top.
Yeah, as I said at the start of the draft, Ortega is just a gank spam machine, ganking jungler. So the top laner should have expected this. He has no flash as well. Like, Just strange against Dark Mordekaiser. He
Okay,
just
in the meantime, bot lane, Fugel's going in, gonna walk around uncontested on any wards. Nautilus that connects, heal coming out for Fire Mordred, keep the support alive, but Lulu goes down, there's one. Ooh, gonna be able to get the return kill. Brady picking up a kill for himself, but it's a double kill for Fire Mordred on this Ezreal. Little CS lead gonna continue. Minions beating him up a little bit, but I think he's gonna be okay.
Yep. And this trade is, I think, still pretty okay by Redemption. Like, they got a kill on the Jinx, at least it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Sure, wave state not ideal. Aggressive trading here by Mini Mariahs here onto Frenzy. Let's see, and that's that ignite difference. Never mind, here comes Fugel's. Pillar not gonna connect in the way needed. Gonna put him on the other side. Ortega hovering into bottom river now, just to make sure nothing else happens and we all go back to farming. And the bot lane, very hefty CS lead for Fire Mordred here. Wave crashing into the Jinx, so gonna pick up and lessen some of that, but 2 kills up, good 15 CS by the time the wave crashes. Advantage, he's going to be looking good with the tier Sheen. Big damage. Up in the top lane, very aggressive trading there. Kippy not quite expecting more defense, or maybe just thinking he can get something off of it.
I think eventually this one, like, it's not gonna have an easy mid game because Mordekaiser is ahead, minions, levels, like, in the ultimate, in the 1v1.
It's a trade of ultimates up in the top lane. Mordekaiser Death Realm not going to get his passive consequence.
This one with light.
1000 Cut's going to be proc, but not going to go down. Mordekaiser with that W shield, with the sustain, big drain tank that he is.
The Dragon as well for Redemption.
Yeah, it's a good
Really
play
well
for
played.
Redemption.
This early game for Redemption's looking clean.
Yeah, they've got plenty of clean kills with no obstruction, and been some fight back from Insomnia with those bot lane plays. So they do have an avenue in which they are going to be able to keep up this advantage that they have. Trading back into the bot lane, and he'll build himself a nice little wave, crashing into the Tower of Brady. So he won't follow up any more than that. Looking at the gold, we've got a bit of a second here. You can see top lane, with the Gwen versus Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser 1k ahead. Those 2 kills and that CS advantage really serving well. It's going to make that even harder for Gwen to scale up. Bot lane, we do have Ortega paying a little visit, that gank heavy style coming into full fruition here. Gonna connect the bounce onto the Nautilus. Q connects, I'm gonna get it off with the Flame Chompers from Jinx to lock down Akshanistan, and he is taken down. Another kill over to Brady, sitting on 2-1. He even got himself a little bouncy.
Yeah, and there is also a 1k lead in the mid lane for Redemption. We saw.
Yeah, and that's just pretty much from farming that 1 kill. Graves showing his fruition of just pushing in the mid lane, denying as much as possible, especially in that melee matchup. Does make things harder for the Qiyana.
Really good, this Graves picks is basically playing really well against the Frag's playstyle. He's a roaming mid laner and Graves is just pushing him in, so if he roams he loses way too much in gold, minions and tower plates. So he's pretty much forced to farm under turret because he can't win the 1v1, and the ignite advantage for Graves is just he can't play. Like 1v1 he will just get destroyed eventually by the Graves, stacking armor, igniting you, you die.
Pretty much.
So we need this Trundle to do more, I think. And here we see the trades.
There we go. Seeing a Qiyana combo, barely putting a dent into Mini Mariahs, and with that Vamp Scepter picked up now, building that into the shield bow from the looks of it. He is happily taking trades with all the sustain that he has, especially from the fleet footwork.
It feels really good to be a Redemption right now because you outscale and you're leading in gold and the Dragon as well.
Well, we do see Ortega going for some aggressive trading, but knowing that his bot laner here, happily taking the camps, stealing the brew from under the noses of Team Insomnia. Yeah. Might be looking pretty rough if you're if you're a Insomnia fan at the moment, it does not mean they are down and out. They are 3k down, taking the bot lane here, trying to make some waves on the plate. But if you're Team Insomnia now, I think you need to start looking towards this Ezreal. Right, you've got a losing top lane, Gwen's in trouble. You can either try and stabilize that, bring the Trundle up top, try and even out some of that advantage. Meanwhile, Nautilus hooking into the wall for a really aggressive trade, and here comes the rocket by Brady. Stopwatch gonna be popped, no flame choppers available, but just gonna run down the Nautilus. But meanwhile, Ezreal trading damage, Fire Mordred trying to get on that Lulu, but Jinx, the machine gunner that she is, picks up herself a double kill, and Trundle getting kited to oblivion. He's running around his pillar. Meanwhile, bot lane are running around him, and a triple kill for Brady. Now sitting 5-1 on this Jinx is not where you want to see a Jinx.
Definitely. And I think right now, Redemption is winning in every single lane.
Yeah, they're gold ahead in every lane. Especially for Insomnia, where the advantage that they did have down in that bot lane just ripped from their hands now, with Brady rocketing into a 1k gold lead of his own. So completely turning the table. Do see some aggressive trading from FraZyX with the dashing in. No Supreme to players down available, but there's the Ignite. Collateral damage from the Graves. End of the line. It's a solo kill in the mid lane.
Brady will play mechanically by the Graves, dodging the Kiana Q and just all in. You just win. That advantage. Too good.
Does make
And
me
here we see
question
maybe a roll.
the TP on FraZyX.
Yeah, you are Kiana, you shouldn't get ahead, so TP it's just way too safe. Like, it's not amazing.
No, especially
I
when
mean, you can force both team fight bot lane maybe with the TP, but you have to do it. Not just stand still in mid.
Right, yeah, okay, so seeing the Herald taken down and popped in the bot lane for Redemption, trying to get back some of these plates, but they're just all going to go to Trundle. Ezreal not being able to pick up a single bit of gold off of that Herald play, and just after charging immediately dies. Zap connecting for Ortega, dumping in, and a huge connection from Ortega, capturing the double from the bot lane. Meanwhile, Kiana just recalling in the face of Mini Mirage, who's going to chunk him down for a huge amount, and here goes the Graves, the huge damage. The Break Flame damage does connect on the Lulu, but there's just no damage. FraZyX just having barely the one item now with the serrated Dirk, gone for the Lucidity for the cooldown, but it's just not enough. And in the mid lane to punish that TP, there goes the tower. It is.
And the game becomes really rough here.
Really rough, especially from this huge 2 scaling picks that Redemption are running in the Jinx, in the Graves, especially with this gank heavy playstyle. Zac just really enabling all of his laners to just completely dominate their opposition at the moment. Towards, and you can see where Zac Ortega playing this really gank heavy playstyle. Fugel's seemingly been trying to match that, but he's not been able to secure himself a farm advantage. Even while Ortega, what it feels like he's everywhere, all over the map. Trundle just not been able to capitalize that with the counter invade. Having no prio in the lanes has really made it struggle for him to try and keep up with CS and get ahead and claim some advantages somewhere.
And I think at this point, if you are Redemption, just fight for every single objective that you see. There is another kill. Oh, this is
that is hard to watch. Lulu with the Shurellias, just able to enable Jinx to run down completely any champion she comes across, and FraZyX, unfortunately, going to be the end of that rocket-propelled AD carry. Certainly is looking rough for Team Insomnia at the moment. And what avenue do you think how can Team Insomnia try and come back from this?
I mean, there is no way other than just like forcing absurd fights like at Baron and stuff like that and winning them. Because you don't even know scale, so you can just sit and farm.
It's another rocket jumpers from the Jinx connecting onto the Trundle. Super Mega Death Rocket not going to be able to connect onto the Trundle, but Jinx going in on the tower, possibly an overstep. Nautilus Death Trap coming out to connect. Hook connects. Here comes the big ultimate from Lulu, but they just don't. It's hard to watch, but they just don't have the damage to take down Brady on this Jinx at the moment. There's so much peel from the Lulu, Doa, and Ortega just providing so much space for Brady to do whatever he wants at this point. There goes Honos stepping up aggressively, knowing that he can just push Kippy off entirely of any wave, of anything he wants. Slow connecting on the zap. Supreme display of talent force from Kiana. Gonna hit a minion from Brady, but it does not matter. He is far too strong for any single member at this point of Team Insomnia to even step up to a wave.
Yeah, and I think here the game becomes pretty impossible. Yeah, to come back.
When you're staring in the face of a 9-1 Jinx, just under 9 CS a minute, it does really start to look dire, but Insomnia, Shred of Hope, roaming down to the bot lane, Flametroppers connecting onto the Nautilus, couple of attacks, not going to be able to take him down, Brady running backwards, but just not afraid. Super Mega Death Rocket gonna be fired out and take down Akshanistan once again. No stopwatch to save you this time. It is getting hard to watch if you're here for Team Insomnia. It just doesn't look like they're able to capture anything anywhere at the moment. They're just being completely shut out by Redemption. Yeah, it's a 10k gold lead at 16 minutes, and Brady just has so much freedom to do absolutely anything, taking down this bottom tier 2 tower, mid tier 2 fallen just minutes ago as well. There's just no pressure from any of the lanes for Team Insomnia.
That's true. Here Gwen will die. Just ult life.
Nothing she can do. Mordekaiser doesn't even need to use ultimate once the Gwen's been caught out with some CC, but do they manage to find Ortega? Pillar not going to connect, but here comes Kiana throwing out some damage onto Ortega, flashes away to safety. Trundle coming in, here comes the Nautilus ultimate. Going to be taking Trundle down to the death realm for a 1v1. Zac jumping in on the Nautilus, trying to buy some time. Flash forward from Honos, taking down Fogels in the death realm. Just missing out on those bonus stats as he was slightly at the end of the ultimate when they got it. And even on their footing with Insomnia trying to make the play themselves, finding that 2v3 initially, they just don't have any strength anywhere to clap back.
Now they won't even have the access to the jungle camps, so
It really is looking difficult for Team Insomnia here with their
there is third Drake, I think, also for.
yeah, there goes the third Drake. Ezreal coming in, not gonna be enough to steal it. Might have been a little I mean, try and delay out the soul, delay that win condition even further, but unfortunately not gonna be, and that'll be the third dragon, Ocean Soul, coming forward in 4 minutes 40, and it looks like it's gonna be going the side of Redemption. Just looking at the items here for Redemption, you can see Brady second item building towards that third. You know, in the mid lane, Mini Mariah's has got that second item now, and top lane Mordekaiser with that complete Riftmaker. It just looks like an impossible task for someone to try and get back into this game. They're not giving up. I like what they're doing, roaming around as a team, trying to find those big number advantages to claim those kills where they can. Nautilus are going to go wide, does have the ultimate available, goes forward onto Mini Mirage, going to get knocked. Supreme the players coming from Kiana, there comes more CC. Collateral damage, huge damage, end of the line coming out for Mirage as he is 2v1. Oh my goodness, the shield bow, the bloodthirster, he has too much sustain for Team Insomnia to try and get through, as now Redemption are staring down that T3 tower. They're looking to break the base.
Yeah, and there is no anti-healing from PI. Like, this game, it's over basically. Just how much can they resist?
only hope that maybe they might be able to scale out into this game with Ezreal, with the Gwen. The problem is that they just can't even side lane. They cannot get out of their base to try and capture any form of farm. And let's see what's in their base. Up in the top lane and the mid. Bit of a split choice here for the teams. As we've got 3 going top side for Redemption and 2 in the mid lane, and Redemption looking to collapse, but we have a collapse here in the middle lane. Kiana on the flank, gonna get exhausted by Brady. Pick that up, and the damage from Brady is ridiculous. Meanwhile, in the top lane, base is being broken. Inhibitor gonna fall. It's another super rocket against Akshanistan, who's going down. Triple kill for Brady. Quadra kill for Brady. Ezreal running away from Mordred. Here comes the rockets. Flash forward from Brady to try and capture the Ezreal. And I think there's going to be a pentakill for Brady. And that is going to be the end of game 1. Redemption versus Insomnia. Redemption claiming a very, very dominant game 1 performance.
Yeah, this was just a complete dominant game. One-sided. Redemption got
Very one-sided to say the least. Unfortunately, Insomnia just getting closed out from that early game with Ortega on those ganks, really making waves across the whole map, just not really giving Insomnia any room after sort of that 7-minute mark. You know, they were just already being shut out. They weren't able to find any plays, and Redemption just taking a really dominant victory for that game 1.
Yeah. And also, like, this solo laners, the Grace was so big. Like, he killed 2v1 the mid lane. The Mordekaiser, he can just ult and beat anyone. Like, really well done. And Brady, of course, on this Jinx, so fed.
Absolutely popping off Brady as well. Supported there very well by the Lulu and the Zac, just completely making so much space. And I really like the Shurelya's pickup from over there to just ensure that this Jinx is never going to be able to get initiated on, even with the Nautilus Soul or the Kiana. They just know they have enough peel to stop Insomnia really being able to get anything onto it.
Yeah, I think in the game 2 they will have different bans for sure.
I would imagine so. I really think Insomnia need to get that Graves off of that table, as we saw how it just
Yeah,
completely
the
shut
stack
down
was a bit of a
Fuzzy.
problem for them for sure.
Absolutely, just really good gank angles and Insomnia, especially from that level 1 play. I want to see if they reevaluate that, because that really put Trundle onto the back foot as well. Well, we have game 2 ready to go. Here is the draft for game 2. With Redemption, same side, Insomnia opting for side once again. Tell me a little bit about this draft. Talk me through it.
And we see a completely different draft for both teams, basically. I think these drafts, I'm not a huge fan of Vi. Like, she got first pick here for sure on blue side. And it's not that great, but we know what Ortega does. He just spam ganks, so Vi can be a fine champion, even if she's not that good. Aphelios Trash is just a consistent bot lane.
Yeah.
Like, they're strong in lane, scaled well, so they are threat to be reckoned with if played well. The Caitlyn Nami, it's interesting, I have to say, because it's a dominant lane for sure. Especially if Nami goes electrocute, maybe. You do a ton of damage, and you have the bulk of Caitlyn, but I tend to favor the Aphelios Trash for the consistency. The Jarvan just being a solid jungler that you can pick pretty much into anything. You just want to ult, especially because you have Caitlyn, Nami, mobile targets. So I think Jarvan pick is fine here. Then we see the Cannon, another teamfight champion. Got blinded and gets into the Cho'Gath, so in lane I think he won't get any kill or any pressure. But he just wants to scale up and be a threat in teamfights. LeBlanc, I think she's awesome as a blind pick mid lane. Super strong. So I have nothing to say. The B5 and B4 are good for Redemption. And the Kassadin last pick, I can see that, but you have Jarvan and Cannon. Maybe add another teamfight champ. You just start scaling like this. You have basically no early game other than Jarvan, TI. So that might hurt you if you don't play it well.
No, I see what you mean about TI with the struggle of the early game, right? As you said, with the Jarvan being that main source of early game damage and Kassadin into the LeBlanc. Yeah, I mean, sure, he's the anti-mage, but LeBlanc offering quite a bit of that heavy poke. Yeah, there is the potential. Interesting that Redemption going for the Caitlyn Nami as opposed to the Lucian Nami, having that it's such a insanely strong lane at the moment.
Yeah, I
I
think Lucian was better here than Caitlyn.
I think so.
Maybe they wanted something long range because of Helios trash, but still can't favor the Lucian. They're just all in the AD carry or the support level 1 to do so much damage.
Yeah,
But I think it's still okay.
yeah, it's certainly okay, especially with the CC they've drafted with it, right? Like the Cho'Gath, Nami, LeBlanc. If any one of those lands a knock up or a chains or a tidal wave, then Kane's just going to put that trap down immediately and just try and shut down whoever it is that is caught out. It's a good pick potential, I think, for Redemption and Insomnia, definitely with that fair amount of team fight that they do have on those couple of champions. And given time, see Kassadin reaching that level 16. Eventually, they've put a timer on their game, pretty much, and I think it's
And
Redemption
what
starting
draft do you tend to favor here?
I think I like Insomnia's draft here. I think what
I
they
think
have.
some draft is good.
Yeah, I think what they have with the Aphelios are such a solid bot lane, right? With the Jarvan, try and get their jungler a little bit more out there. Let Fugels try and do some more, reclaim some of that pressure that I don't think, was able to get forward previously on the Trundle. Try and back up his laners and just traverse the map really well. And I think they have an easier to execute comp here in
Yep.
Insomnia, and I favor them for the game too.
Redemption though has a really strong jungle mid lane, like
Yeah.
2v2. Like LeBlanc Chains Connect, you're absolutely dead on Kassadin. It's very good
Mhm.
with the buy. But I think for how well the Redemption played first game, like here they will just come super hyped. They want to win this game really hard. So I think the draft is better for TI. I just want to see them motivated. Like first game, they sure got a rough early game. They didn't come back. This time there was more scaling comp, so they need to be patient with this comp for sure. You have Kassadin, you just need to scale up Kaelin, Cannon as well, Aphelios. So don't force stupid fights and just wait for the good ones. And
Mm.
for RTY, that's good.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I do agree with you there, especially with that this pure snowballing ability that Redemption do have with that the LeBlanc, the Vi. These really, once Vi gets going, she is just going to be everywhere across the map once she starts. So, yeah, I see your points. I think Insomnia. I think they're going to be able to pull this one off and take the game too and keep their hopes alive for staying in. So. Just as we load in here to game 2, make sure it's on that needs to be on. As we load into game number 2 of Team Insomnia versus Redemption. Team Redemption on match game point, if you will. One win away from putting Team Insomnia out of the playoffs, the coming rounds where they will be fighting for a reverse sweep here. No 5-stack this time for Team Insomnia. I think they might have learned their lesson. We just see the 5-point cover from both teams now, just making sure we don't see any funky business up in the mid lane. See them matching up, sizing each other up, making sure nothing's going to be happening in this early game.
JT, I think you're on the wrong scene.
Oh yes, I am. Apologies. Thank you very much. Here we go. This is what the game actually looks like. As you can see, no 5-stacking. just a point cover from both teams. Pink's coming out for Redemption, looking towards the spot lane. As Vi starting top, looking for it. A bit of an aggression. Aphelios going to be caught out. Mordred just going to take down a couple of auto attacks now. Caitlyn going for the lethal tempo as opposed to something more safe like the fleet footwork. Really just emphasizing this aggression that they're going for in the bot lane. Crucial ward on the blue buff as well. Ping coming out so they know where the Jarvan is. They know Fugel's starting on top side. Same side as the Vi. looks like they're going to be could end up meeting in the bot lane.
I don't expect much action until Ortega gets at least level 3 and he starts ganking, because that's how he plays usually.
Yeah, wait until that level 3 and then
Well, that's not a bad trade by the castle.
yeah, early aggression coming out. LeBlanc with the 3 corrupting pot start. Has got the time warp tonic as well. Thresh getting poked out after the bot lane as well.
I don't see the Aphelios Thresh winning until they have at least the Graviton to guarantee the free hook.
Yeah. Sure, once he's got that grab, especially if he was able to pair that with the Infernum or even the Cleaver and the long range one to just ensure that they're going to be able to get that route into the Thresh hook is a very powerful combo, which is the reason why, well, part of the reason at least, that this Aphelios Thresh combo is so sought after and just so powerful. Coming starting the cull in the top players. Player from the items hook, not gonna connect for Shanistan. Bubbles going down, gonna land on Aphelios, just gonna get poked out, but the cupcake not gonna be picked up and eaten for now, and so gonna walk away with his life. Iron Mildred opting to go for the heal as opposed to the cleanse or anything else. I think that's a solid play. Aggressive trade upping this mid lane, casting with that fleet footwork. No apologies, Conqueror. Really scaling is clear that Insomnia are saying with their items, with their draft, that they want to wait a little bit before really making anything. Coming up, trying to steal the crab, not going to be unsuccessful, but Jarvan moving in, try and find Ortega, but not going to be able to secure anything, just a free double crab. Oh, sorry, not just a free crab for Ortega. Chain in the mid lane, casted in. And we just can see, having used his TP to try and secure a bit of a lane advantage, try and get Marias to get a bad back. They try and push him back early, knowing that he doesn't have that TP. So wants to secure himself an advantage, even further than what he has now. Final corrupting pot for Mirage now. But Fraziax not looking healthy. Here comes Ortega, flashes up, flash, Vault Breaker not going to connect. Jarvan, flag and drag, just gonna knock up, not gonna follow up. And there's the damage. Flash forward from Marias with the ignite, chains ticking down. There's the first blood. Here comes Ortega to try and pick up the Jarvan on the second one. Oh, and flag not gonna connect. And the flash to try and finish off Marias with that last auto attack, but it's just not enough. Absolutely heartbreaking if you're Team Insomnia for a 2-for-0 for Redemption and that first
There is
Precious
also
Blood.
no TP for casting, so it comes late.
Oh,
And here
hook
we-
connects onto the Nami under tower. No Flay follow-up, but even just with the range, just Brady pumping out insane amounts of damage, stopping both Mordred and Akshanistat from stepping up to try and fully capitalize on that hook.
As we said in the draft, like the strong 2v2 jungle mid from Redemption being off here.
And they played around that perfectly as well. Oh, Brady just really using that Caitlyn range to its maximum. Excellent AD carry play here in the bot lane. Jarvan gonna get spotted out by a ward. Brady still a bit far forward.
It's coming for the back.
Here comes the play, not gonna connect, but the hook connects onto Doa crucially, and there's the follow-up. But meanwhile, Brady's training over 2 kills. Here comes Vi in the back line. Ortega says, not today, not for free, and we see Fugels on the wrong side of the map, running into the wrong tower for a 3-for-1. 3-for-1 for the side of Redemption there. Ooh. Insomnia looking to try and get some plays back in that bot lane, but it just didn't connect.
And here we see a bit of a problem for Insomnia. Like we said, they just need to chill out and scale, but they're forcing so much. Their comp doesn't tend to do that, doesn't favor them. So that's not really good.
We're seeing that struggle and that early game prowess of Ortega, really controlling the map early on. First dragon going down off of the bot lane play, and Caitlyn coming back into the lane with the Noon Quiver, just ready to poke down Theos, even more so than she's already been doing. Yeah, it's actually as you say, where I think Insomnia are really trying to make something happen. They're really trying to capitalize on this Jarvan pick, which... Oh, and looks like Fugo's going to get caught out by the bubble. The Blank Chain's going to go wide and going to happily drag himself across the wall to safety, so not anything found skill-wise for Redemption. But Thresh coming into the mid lane, going to find himself a LeBlanc, but here comes the rest of the team. Here comes Ortega, connection onto the Thresh, and he is alone by himself. Chain's going to connect, and it's going to give the kill over to Mariah's. Bubbles connect onto Castellan just as he's on the way out. And yeah, exactly as you said, Redemption, they're looking for these plays, they're sending the roams, but they just don't have vision on the enemy team. But up in the top lane, Kippy gonna be light slicing Maelstrom onto Honos, but no kill going over. He is just that tanky at the moment.
And again, I don't understand why so much forcing with the scaling combo by Team Insomnia here. Just exaggerate, like, again, same mistake, forcing early, not as good.
Absolutely. Really suffering the consequences at the moment. Just taking a look at the gold, you know, you've got another 1k advantage in bot lane. Brady 1k ahead with those 3 kills under his belt. In the mid lane, you know, 800 gold advantage over to Mariah's as well. And in that jungle, relatively even, only a few hundred apart, but yeah, this bot lane and mid, they are ahead at the moment, looking to press their advantage even further. Just look at this dominance Brady is putting out. He's just so confident on that Caitlyn, knowing his spacing. He's got Nami to back him up, and he's just keeping the lane for Insomnia under tower.
Yeah, it's really rough again for Insomnia. 3k behind in just 9 minutes. That's not good.
Really not good when they're trying to look for these advantages. Bringing down once more Fogels into the bot lane, spotted out by a ward. He does have the Cataclysm available, but he's gonna get Nami bubbled out and just gonna be once again forced to retreat into his jungle. But we have Ortega unspotted on the top side. A clueless Kippy99 gonna get engaged on. There's the ultimate chasing down. Cho'Gath ultimate available, connects on the Q, forces the flash away from Kippy, who now has TP. Does have the wave to his advantage, so might not have to use it, but we do have, once again, Fogels looking on this bot lane. They do have the Thresh Lantern, they have the flash now from Jarvan for that even further distance. Hook got not gonna connect, gonna get oh no, the Caitlyn damage. Gonna get bubbled into the Caitlyn trap, and there's just so much damage. Shanistan just goes down, and there was no lantern, so there was no follow-up for Fogels to get in on time, and oh, it's just another missed opportunity for Insomnia that Redemption completely turns around for even more dominance in the bot lane.
Yeah, absolutely dominating massive bot lane by Brady here.
Oh,
and
again. Brady with just the absolute dominant performance here in the bot lane. You know, he's 20 CS up, he's 5 kills to 0 against such a solid bot lane with Helios Thresh. It just goes to show the difference between the synergy of Brady and Doe. You know, I've not really seen any Graviton plays in the bot lane with the Mordred of Shanistan. It just seems like they picked it more so for the sake of picking it. But we are going to see a kill in the mid lane. Jarvan going to be able to connect the Cataclysm at the very end to take down and shut down Mariah's, who even flashed not to get away. Finally, an advantage for the side of Insomnia to secure themselves a little bit of a lead. Hoping to balloon a bit further. You know, up in the top lane, here goes Konos with just the chase down potential, the slows from the E, the big damage. And
last Q goes right, otherwise could almost be a kill here. There is the trump available.
Almost certainly would. Kippy playing with fire with Honos, having the flash up, having the feast, waiting. You know, you see there goes the Q connection, and the W silence not going to be long enough, and that is one Yordle feasted on for the big Cho'Gath. Honos up in this top lane. Another solo kill. Did it in the last game. He's done it this game. Further just securing that advantage into the bot lane. There's just no way up. We do see a TP finally in the bot lane with the Aphelios ultimate connecting onto the Caitlyn. Moonlight Sigil going through, and there comes the TP. Kassadin going to pick up one kill. Hook does connect. Exhaust immediately onto Caitlyn, but it does not go untraded. It is a 2-for-1 with Brady picking up one kill on Akshanistan. But here comes Vi with the flash in. Kassadin's going to get ulted and follow to the end of the earth. One down. Response TP from top lane. Here comes Honos, slowing Aphelios down, and Miraz is here to pick up the pill, joins the party. That is a 3-for-1. Once again, Redemption coming out on top. As you said, Insomnia still looking for these plays, bringing all these numbers to the bot lane, but they just don't have the ways to they don't have the tracking against Ortega. Honos having the TP advantage secured as well now, and using it to fruition, and it's just Team Redemption really making plays of their own, but completely shutting down anything else Insomnia is trying to get.
And we see the Cho'Gath going AP here because like everyone is Christian except the Jarvan a bit, so that Cho'Gath is scary right now. Yeah, and the TP advantage he had, he used it really well to get to turn off the bot lane fight.
Absolutely.
That was good.
Just to get this Brady even further ahead, and as we just saw, completely run down Kippy for another kill for the side of Redemption. Brady just looking scary. We just see the Gale Force on the Kassadin just to further try and get some of that lockdown. Aggressive trading, and it does seem that Kassadin's reached that point where he can just start engaging on his enemy mid laner. Flash forward and a solo kill from FraZyX. That really aggressive playstyle coming to fruition. He's not been able to gank, but you can always just gank your own lane, and Miraz just not respecting the Kassadin potential. The lane swap at full fruition here now with the bot lane of Insomnia trying to secure some more plays, some more advantages. Hook does connect, but going to be knocked up. The Cho'Gath, oh no, the lockdown with the I'm Everfrost. Oh, just trying to get something on the bot lane. Aphelios, Moonlight Vigil, not going to be enough to finish off the job, and Honos being pushed off this tower. Costing the ultimate for Aphelios, but not much else. Really a happy trade. Gonna try and get some of this bottom lane tower damage down with the chakrams, really helping to push that tower.
And the Redemption here is really happy with the gold lead and the dragon advantage. That's really good stuff.
Oh, I mean, just look at the bot lane now. Caitlyn, Brady, 3k gold up on Fire Mordred, the counterpart AD carry for Insomnia, and Kraken Slayer Caitlyn, it's a huge amount of damage, and just further showing the aggression, the straightforwardness Brady is doing with this Caitlyn. They are looking towards the bot lane. They're gonna spot out Brady on the sweeper, so they know it's there. Google's getting spotted on the ward. Things up in the top lane. Cannon getting engaged upon by Mariah. Damage coming through. Thresher not going to connect. Lancer bringing in Aphelios. Does have the chakrams. Now expiring with that last use. We do see Fogel still hovering up in the bot lane, looking for the flag, the drag, the Cataclysm. Does have the flash available, but just going to be a step back and safety once again. Here comes in the top lane. FraZyX completely overstepping. My ult committed, but brings Over LeBlanc with him. But there's 3 versus 1 up in the top lane. Massacre with Miraz picking himself up another kill onto FraZyX.
Yeah, here Tukasa oversteps too much, chasing the LeBlanc because he can win the 1v1, but you can't just ignore the other laners in the jungle.
Really can't. And I think the vision game really speaks wonders for the reason this game is going the way it is. Looking at the vision scores of the teams, you know, you can see just. I mean, what is this? What is this solo queue top lane, by the way? 1 vision score and 3 vision score for the top laners.
I think no one both being forced here in the top lane.
A little bit. Both sort of playing blind, and Honest coming up with the better, but Vogel's just overstepping the little blank chains, as we said. Just being able to run down Jarvan when he drags with the distortion, with the chains, and once again, a dire situation for Redemption, with them just being completely in the lead. Somnia trying to get advantages where they can. Now they know the Herald is happening. They are still trying to force. Threshold does connect onto the LeBlanc. Some damage coming out. Exhaust coming through the box for us. The LeBlanc gonna get knocked up from the Cho'Gath key, but there's just no damage. Moonlight Vigil goes wide. Thresh hook connects onto the Herald. Nothing further, and that's just a free Herald for Redemption.
Yep, really well done here. Their Herald secured free, and I think they will just look for the Drake fighters from now.
I mean, they can. Here we go, just the strength of Brady. Akshanastan steps up one little bit and gets immediately taken down. And when you're in this situation and you are Insomnia, you just cannot overstep the mark whatsoever. You have a bush, death bush attempt here, but the dragon gonna bait them out. So Redemption are gonna know what's happening as they start up the dragon for themselves, bringing 4 to the bot lane. They have the numbers advantage at the moment, and Redemption are too strong for any attempt to fight. And thankfully, Insomnia recognizes that. They give over that third dragon. Soul point coming up in 5 minutes. Kassadin overstepping once again. Here comes damage from Brady, and he just auto-attacks him to death. No abilities needed. Gonna connect the Thresh hook. Nothing further. Nami wait for the disengage. Cho'Gath on the side with huge damage, and here it is. The pure power of wallets being demonstrated as Team Redemption completely eclipse anything Insomnia can throw at, and it is really looking bad for the side of Insomnia at the moment as Redemption start charging down the mid lane, looking with the inhibitor in their eyes.
And here the Herald will charge also the inhibitor and maybe even the Herald, so I'm not sure. Okay, no, it won't.
Do you have the cannon
Still,
recall? So
it's really, really rough. Like, you're forcing your base of 20 minutes again. And you're playing against 3 dragons. It's not looking good at all.
Fugel's stepping into his own jungle. A mistake that almost cost him dearly, but is going to be able to get to safety. And there's just no entry point for Insomnia, just being completely eclipsed. What? A bit of a weird interaction. Fugel just being slightly outside the blast cone radius, so gonna send Ortega flying. But Brady here with the rapid fire cannon and those Nami bubbles enabling that slow is such a scary thing running at you.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I think the choice of mythics really sort of goes to demonstrate the difference in bot lane, both playstyle and advantage that they've secured. Right, last game we saw Brady with the aggressive Kraken again. It was playing Jinx, so it makes a bit more sense, but especially in this game with the Caitlyn going for the Kraken instead of like the safer the option of Shield Bow or even Gale Force for the move speed, and Fire Mordred just being forced almost to take Shield Bow as he just is not able to stay alive long enough to deal any damage in team fights. You see Franzic's looking at play on the bot lane against Honos, dodging out a couple of the knockups, but Cho'Gath, he is big and he is strong, showing the dominance there by just not taking any damage and outputting huge amounts. And we see Brady on the flank here, looking to finish off Franzix. No mana for abilities, 2 auto attacks, ace in the hole. Goodbye. Franzix being sniped down like the early game Kassadin he is. And once again,
LeBlanc here for the 1v1 against Cannon. And of course,
just Insomnia completely unable to side lane. You know, with the exception of Nami, I'm pretty sure any single member of Redemption could 1v1 their counterpart.
Pretty sure about that.
The completely uncontested Baron coming through here for Redemption, knowing that they have this huge strength. Practically invite Insomnia to come take a fight. Doing this Baron. Full reset here for Redemption. And I
And I think
suspect...
here you just split them up. If you're Redemption, try to get either bot or top tower. You just push one as 4-1, 4 mid lane and 1 top, and you just force them to get out. There is a Baron play, so I think Insomnia can do anything if they play correctly.
For sure, I think Redemption definitely in control of this at the moment, and Insomnia's hopes for making it to playoffs slowly dwindling as the Infernal Soul alive in 40 seconds, with a complete vision eclipse once again for the side of Redemption as they secure these advantages everywhere on the map, and already standing as far as the mid lane, get the prio in both the lanes, stop Insomnia being able to step up and contest this, but looks like Insomnia aren't going to be letting this go for free. Thresh roaming around, look at the damage! Mordred!
Great shield but with one auto attack.
A third of HP, and Akshanistan out there by himself just gets taken down, and here comes Caitlyn with the Shireldas for Doa. I think it's going to be game. It is a TP flank, however, for Frazier. He's going to find himself on the flank, but the rest of his team just cannot survive as Ortega takes down one. There goes the ultimate to follow him all the way, and a quadra kill for Ortega. And I think that is going to be GG. A clean, dominant performance for Team Redemption to ruin and eliminate.
Congratulations here to Redemption, playing really well.
Really well playing here from all across the board, really. Just completely showing dominance in all lanes. I mean, 5 deaths in total this game. And barely
Really clean gameplay by them. Both games.
Very.
Really showing dominance. They come in as last seed, but they still look really good.
No, for sure. I think Redemption there, just really dominant display from both games there. Fair play to Insomnia. You know, I think they.
Who do you think is the MVP for Redemption?
Ooh, game 2.
I think from if you consider both games, I think Brady had like amazing games.
He
Like,
really did. I mean, consistently eclipsing the enemy AD carry in kills and farm, and just really putting in a dominant performance in
just
both
quick
games.
shout out to Noscortius Cat and Axie being here, my friends. And I think this game was really good by Redemption. Here we can see that they're going to be strong in playoffs. Hope to see good games even there. Really nice.
Yeah.
Sad to not see Team Insomnia, but they didn't perform at all. Like, it was like the both early games they were really bad. Can't say anything for the early games.
No,
think
absolutely.
They had no idea on how to counter gank. Because if Ortega continues to gank, either will leave camps or you can try to counter gank. They couldn't do that, and they got behind in every single lane. So well played by Redemption here.
Yeah, brilliant. And looks like we will be having an interview with Ortega, jungler
Okay.
for Redemption, in a few minutes as they just get ready. And yeah, I mean, as you said, I agree. Redemption really with these dominant performances in all aspects of the game, just shutting Insomnia out, and reminds me of sort of old style SKT almost, where they would just sort of choke you out of the game and shut down all your access to farm, and would punish you for any mistake that you made. And I think Insomnia game 1, that was the 5-man stack. It seemed so insignificant to start with, but it meant that Ortega could get that vision, could go and get that level 1 buff, and just then start to shut Trundle out, and just having that gank priority as well. And just really well played by Ortega. And yeah, I agree with you. Brady is my MVP as well Just a dominant performance in both games. And is going to be Insomnia taken out. They will not be joining us in playoffs. Unfortunately, good display. I think they were a solid team and they did very well to make it this far, considering some of the difficulties that they may have faced. And just seeing if I can find the standings of what our playoffs looks like at the moment. It won't be fully updated with this.
I think it's in the announcement channel, not the customer.
Yes, you are correct. There it is. Right. Let me see if I can just get this one up on the stream at the moment. Here we go. So this is our standings at the moment, with Seed 8 now being claimed by Team Redemption. Well picked up by themselves, and this is our sort of games to be looking forward to for the next few weeks. We have a very few exciting number of games coming forward, and I'm not sure which one's going to be starting us off yet, but I think it might be it's going to be one of these top two teams.
Yeah,
Will be coming.
Runtime as a GM is gonna be on 28th.
28th. There we go. So schedule down, everyone. We do have a game following this cast, so don't go anywhere for too long. I believe we have how is it?
We'll have Brailman and Brady, I think, the caster does. And I think you can move Ortega to the interview.
Here he is. Brilliant. Yeah. So now joined by Ortega, jungler of Redemption. Ortega, how are you? How are you doing?
Hello, great. We made it. Yes.
You did it. You did it. Slipped in at the very end, although that last few games, clearly proving you deserve to be here. Fantastic play in both of those games. Tell me a little bit what your thoughts were going into those games.
So I actually didn't expect us to do nearly as well as we did, just because we had very little practice together. So I was fully prepared to be knocked out here. So I'm all the more glad to have won the games in the fashion that we did.
Yeah, no, and very dominant performances in both games. That well, I mean, even so much you surprised yourself a little bit.
And Ortega, how are you feeling that next game you will have is gonna either be as GM or Runtime?
We crossed the bridge when we counted. I guess like it's Runtime. We played before, and like I think we took a game off them even.
Yeah. The game 2 you won. We won game 1 of him.
I will say that I think that our team has improved massively compared to what we were in the beginning of the split anyways. So with a bit of luck, I think we can make it. Yeah.
I think you put out performances like you did these past two games. You will certainly be going forward. And mentioned that you've not had a huge amount of practice. Is this something you're trying to sort out now, going into the playoffs? You're in the big leagues now. Any plans for preparation moving forward?
I mean, we kind of tried to sorting that out, but it's it's a bit doomed. I think. Well, we'll see. I just hope we get some more scrims, and I think with this roster specifically, I think we had one in total. So any scrim applications, message Brady.
Okay. We'll remember that. It's really interesting. You made it in the end. You won't see Team Insomnia this split anymore. And did you like have a game plan? Like we just draft for early game. I spam gank. Like, did you have any of that in mind?
Well, generally, I genuinely think we have one of the best bot lanes in Division 2 anyways, if not the best, technically. The problem in the early split was just that, firstly, we had me on mid, which didn't go too well, and we just generally didn't play good enough for Brady to carry us. But as you could see in these games now, we figured out a plan how to actually get him at, and if he does, he's just gonna rip through the entire team. And yeah, like Honos and our new mid laner is like very doing good, and I can just chill in the jungle and jump on lanes. Like it's all I need to do. Like my jungle is essentially the property of my team whenever they need it, and I just run around and kill people or
Yeah.
get the kills to the laners.
That's certainly what you did in these past two games. Really, really early aggression and just fantastic play in the jungle as well. Any final questions, Leon?
I think it's enough. Like, really well played. Congrats, you made it. Really nice.
Thank you.
Can't see how you do in playoffs. Because here you looked really good compared to the other games of the split. So congrats.
Yeah, once again, congratulations making it to the playoffs. Fantastic 2 games. Thank you for coming on, and hopefully we will see you shortly for your playoff games.
Thank you.
Right,
See ya.
well, that will round up this 3-game series for the first game of the series of the day for the Supreme League Europe. Like I said, following up, we do have another game in a few hours, so don't go anywhere. Thank you very much for casting with me, joining me on the caster's desk, Phil.
Thank
It's
you,
been
man. It was
a
amazing to be here.
been a pleasure
Thank you.
with you, and we will see everyone in the next cast.
Yeah, guys. Bye.
Cheerio.